was in my final year of medical school, but I'd been doubting my career choice for quite some time. Then one day I went to take blood from a sweet little old lady, struck an artery instead of a vein. I still don't know how I did that. And as blood spurted out all over the place, I said to myself, yep, you're definitely in the wrong profession here. So in the interest of all concerned, I dropped out and became a yogi instead. Hence my unconventional appearance. Well, actually, it's not the only reason for my unconventional appearance, one of many, shall we say. So I'd like to share with you the yogic concept of space. Our inner space, what we experience within ourselves, I'm redefining the terms a bit here, and outer space, everything outside ourselves. We live in a vast universe. To give you some idea of its size, if we took the universe to be the size of our planet Earth, then our planet Earth would be about 1/1000th the size of a pinhead in comparison. 1/1000th the size of one of those. I'm holding up a pin in case you can't see it. It's my prop. There you go. It's the same one. It actually is the same one. 1/1000th the size of one of those compared to one of those. By the way, 1/1000th the size of a pinhead is about 1/1000th the size of a grain of sand, or about the average size of an atom. So take your pick. In any case, the idea is that it's really, really, really small compared to the size of the universe. So does that help put it in perspective? I think that gives us some idea of the size of our universe, an incredibly vast and complex universe, which we've been expected to believe, according to modern science, appeared out of nothing without any intention behind it. That's actually like expecting us to believe that our phones and laptops just fell into place without anyone designing them or putting them together. According to biologist Rupert Sheldrake, modern science is based on the principle, give us one free miracle and we'll explain the rest. And the one free miracle is the appearance of all the matter and energy of the universe and all the laws that govern it from nothing in a single instant. But modern science is just now coming around to the conclusions held by yogic science for millennia, to an explanation of our universe that's going to take our understanding to a whole new level. And that is that both the substance and the intention of the universe come from a deeper reality than the material one we normally perceive with our minds and senses. And that reality is consciousness, an all-pervading, blissful awareness inherent in everybody and everything. Just as your own consciousness is the essence of your own mind, cosmic consciousness is the essence of the entire universe. It exists within everything, and everything exists within it. Essentially, everybody and everything is part of and full of consciousness. Imagine that. However, for reasons I won't go into now, we've largely given up on the idea of a higher consciousness in our modern worldview. In the last 100 years or so, modern science has come to a very mechanistic take on reality. What if, though, mind, matter, and space were all full of consciousness? What if the possibility of consciousness as a higher reality were every bit as real as any of our current constructs of reality? And what if it could give us, if only we were open to it, some very real advantages in understanding our world and where we fit into it, compared to some very serious disadvantages of a materialist worldview. In a materialist worldview of an arbitrary, mechanistic, unfeeling universe, there's every reason to feel alienated, lonely, fearful and depressed. And if we don't feel it ourselves, we all too often see it in others and in the malaise of our society. Materialism doesn't engender optimism in people or society. On the other hand, in a blissfully conscious universe, there's every reason to feel inherently connected to people and to the world, to feel loved, hopeful, happy, and at peace with oneself and others. In the words of my guru, Sri Sri Anandamurti, you are never alone or helpless. The force that guides the stars guides you too. So rather than trying to validate a worldview which makes us sad and fearful of the future, I believe we should be trying to validate a worldview which gives us fulfillment and hope for the future. Not just as individuals, but as a society. The benefits of a conscious worldview are immense, and it's potentially no less valid than any of our constructs of material reality. This is not just wishful thinking. In fact, the essence of the universe as consciousness is just as valid a premise as the essence of the universe as matter. The only difference is that one can be sensed and the other can't. We can perceive matter with our minds and with scientific measurement, but we can only experience consciousness internally. We must find it within ourselves. There was once a Sufi mystic called Nasruddin. I actually stayed in his hometown in Turkey for a few days once. And there are many stories about how he used to teach in eccentric and humorous ways. One of those stories goes that he'd lost the key to his house and that he was looking for it one night outside under a street lamp. A passerby asked him what he was doing. "I'm looking for the key to my house." "Where did you lose it?" she asked. "Somewhere inside my house." Then naturally she said, "Well, if you lost it inside your house, why are you looking for it outside?" "Because it's dark inside," he replied. We need to look for what we're looking for in the right place, even if it's hard to look for it there. It's easy to look outside, not so easy to look within. According to yogic teachings, consciousness lies within, and so we must look for it there. But here's the catch, not intellectually. It's not something we can comprehend with the mind. Take the case of a light bulb, for example. A light bulb is capable of shining light on the room around it, but not on the power which illuminates it. In the same way, we're capable of comprehending the world around us, but not the consciousness which animates us. It's beyond the normal functioning of the mind, beyond words, beyond even thought itself. The core of our being is not something that can even be spoken about, let alone thought of. I think we're all familiar with this saying by Descartes, "I think, therefore I am." But this is what yogic philosophy says: when I stop thinking, then I really am. Just because we can't think of something, just because we can't prove something scientifically, doesn't mean it's not there. We can't prove a mother's love for her child, but that doesn't mean it's not there. It's a matter of the heart. And matters of the heart can't be fathomed by the mind. So material science can never get to the heart of what it really means to be human. We can only validate the essence of our existence through the deepest internal experience of awareness within us.